Moved, didn't it? He did move. I did read him in that position, but maybe it's changed.
I didn't. I only looked up just now and saw him. That's why I pointed. So I don't know where he crossed the line.
Well, maybe actually I was getting confused with the American flag and the and Dal and Das, but I don't know.
13 of Hakim.
Who is
Surely it's going to be. And Veda Pratama pulls out. Is he going to pass him? Oh, it's a photo finish. A photo finish.
What? Who will it be? Was it Indonesia?
It's a photo finish for sure.
Was it Indonesia? Was it Malaysia? It says it's Pratama, but
how difficult this race was and how are you feeling at the moment?
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, today race one, the race was really difficult because it was big group and I didn't expect in turn one was that so many riders like that. Well, it's difficult race, but I'm
practicing qualifying. It's hot today. So there is the 54 of Veda Pratama. The Sarte on pole position for the first time. The lights go out. The front row all get rolling well. And Christian Daniel Jr. just to slot in behind Veda Pratama. There's the 51. Brian Ariarte has the advantage, but is he going to hold that all the way?
Front row of the grid, but he's neck and neck with Brian Ariarte as we climb up towards turns 2 and 3. Christian Daniel Jr. in third. It's about 3-4 abreast in the back of the pack there. Morelli's made a climb up from outside the top 10, seemingly to about 10th.
A lot better than the MotoGP guys in getting through the first corner without...
Oh, you've jinxed it there, Peter, as a couple of riders gone down in the background. Unfortunately, that was the worst commentator's curse I've heard in a long time. Well, hopefully the rider's all up and okay. It was the number 40 of Gabriele Tessini and the 72 of David da Costa.
Yeah, so David da Costa were just saying that...
someone's gone...
Christian Daniel Jr., but Veda Pratama has the advantage as they drop down onto the start-finish straight for the first time.
Hakim Danish, who started from 5th position, is just off the back of this lead group. The number 13, he's in...
Looking for a late braking manoeuvre into the first corner. He does it. Brian Ariarte, the pole man, takes the advantage away from Veda Pratama as they sweep right-handed and go up the hill. It's the number 11 of David Gonzalez.
Flag sector where we had that crash on the first lap then between Tessini and da Costa as they are being taken to the medical centre.
The 70 of Christian Daniel Jr. is there.
That's a move and a half.
Weekend and not such great weekend. He certainly is quick here. He was third here actually, first time out back in 2023.
Yeah, that was his first ever rookie start.
Ariarte that leads over the 54 of Veda Pratama. There's the 7th of Beñat Fernandez. As I say, he came back off third out, having only qualified 13th. He's up in the 7th place.
2 riders in the top 9 of this Rookies Cup race. Brilliant.
And Brian Ariarte said that he expected it to be a good big group at the front as Christian Daniel takes up the running.
Look at them all fan out, Peter. Racing at Mugello for you in a nutshell.
And Brian said he thought it would be a big group out in front. Danish said, look, you know, if a couple of us can up the pace, maybe we can break it up. And that's obvious his thought now. It's actually 50 of Carter Thompson we saw in picture. And the 7th, I think Beñat Fernandez went up the inside there.
Yeah,
into third place.
One. Yeah, that was a heck of a move because you can sacrifice a lot of your drive laps.
Absolutely superb. And Morelli, a bit loose there on the race, but he's collected it all up for the sweeping right-hander.
And Peter, that's Ramadipa in 4th position then. Brilliant stuff.
Absolutely superb. Yes, Hakim Danish, a 17 on Malaysian. He is in 3rd place, ahead of Ramadipa. And fanning out again, the 7 on one side of the track, the 95 of Mark Morelli on the other, but it is the 7 of Beñat Fernandez who has the slightest advantage. He went from 1st to 9th, and now he's gone back from 9th to 1st again.
Yeah, so effectively, whoever's in 9th coming down the start and finish straight at the moment is going to be near enough first at the first corner once again then. So Ariarte is, as you were, basically a lap ago, but with Ben Fernandez.
And some of these in front of Danish, you're on board with the 13 points leader, Hakim Danish.
Danish got pushed back a little bit into on as Uriarte sides across the front of Morelli that time around into beyond is that Correntaio, I think. Yes, goodness me.
Yeah.
Biondetti 1 and 2, the chicane there just carried so much speed, didn't he? But Brian cutting the inside line, and Carter Thompson's got off in the final turn. Oh, dearie me, he's gone down and not going to make it out of that turn, unfortunately. Penalty for irresponsible riding, apparently.
Okay, all right.
Wow, I'm not sure when that happened.
We think that was, but anyway, Hakim Danish, the points leader, and there's confirmation of Carter going down. Unfortunately, the 13 of Hakim Danish has the advantage. Hakim Danish, the points leader.
And then we've got Leo Ramersdorff in the number 5. Not seen much of him so far this weekend. Actually qualified down in 10th position, but now he finds himself inside the top 4.
And you know, I think he had a really great run in Aragon. It's really, you know, still it's Hakim Danish who has the advantage over Brian Uriarte up front.
Right, Brian nearly touching the back wheel of Danish then as he goes across the front of him. He loves a tough move into that part of the course, doesn't he? Goodness gracious me. We've got, and then just hope for the best, doesn't he?
But look at number 5, Leo Ramersdorff there. This is absolutely superb stuff from the Austrian. He's just carried that enthusiasm and that confidence from Aragon, and he tucks into the slipstream of the number 51 of Brian Uriarte. There comes the number 7 of Bernat Fernandez. 3 abreast. Going to be 4.
Oh, it's Morelli who cuts across the front of him, and Pratama is the one out front. Goodness me. And they're all side by side going into turn 2. Uriarte's back in 10th again. He's got Joel Ponsby coming in. Look at the size of this group, Peter.
Absolutely incredible stuff. And you know, as you say, that Marco Morelli has a long. There is the number 95, the 17-year-old Argentine Marco Morelli, who has to do a long lap penalty.
Have we not seen it? Have we seen it on our TV screens? We've got it on our timing screens, but you know, we've not seen what for. So you know, that information would be good to have.
Right, okay, so back at the front here is Marco Morelli, who, whether he knows it, we know that he's got to have a long lap, because he's going to lose a huge number of places. You know, what is it, the top 18 all
Yeah,
bunched
now
up.
he's 17th again.
Yeah, so he's way back at the end of that
I mean,
group.
he can't have been so fast that he just... Did he punt Carter off? I thought he was ahead of him at the time, but we'll have to find out after the race.
That's right. But he's going to pick up, because he's right at the back of this group, he's going to pick up a huge slipstream, and it did.
Long lap penalty complete for Marco Morelli then. He's got a lot of work to do in 7 laps though. But that's about...
has the advantage.
Oh yes he does. No, not for long though, because it's actually Beñat Fernandez as Leo Ramersdorff looks on his outside, doesn't want to take anyone out. That is a very nice lad.
Yeah, but he's got, in doing that, he's lost about 4 places.
Yeah. And then just behind him, Joel Pons, the number 16. He's had a torrid start to his 2nd season in Rookies Cup, but for seeing him up in the top 10 now, that's the best we've seen from him so far in his career.
You're on board with Hakim Danish on the 13 in 4th place at the moment as you go through the sweeping, climbing, right, superb stuff. His brother is here, his younger brother, who's the motocross expert, so maybe he's, taken some advice. Anyway, the 7 of Beñat Fernandez, who has the advantage now. Brian Uriarte is up into 2nd place.
But Ramadipa, the 32, going for 2nd spot. The Indonesian rider, Asia Talent Cup graduate, into the Red Bull Rookies Cup, leads the way as they come down to San Donato, the 32. Brilliant.
And I'm not going to say how brilliantly they're doing, because that was a curse last time, but wow, look at this stuff. It's absolutely sensational, isn't it?
They are side by side.
Advantage on the KTM. Austrian motorcycle, Austrian rider in front of Rookies Cup.
But for how long is the question, because Ramadipa, Pratama just behind him there.
Uriarte's gone back to 8th, as you say. You know, you leave the race across the line and then end up back in 8th place. But the number 5 of Leo Ramersdorff are looking super cool out front now again. And Leo just being swallowed up actually by everybody else.
Yeah, you can tell how slow they have been going in this race, really, because they've just put in mid 201, late 201, some of the riders in this group, which means they've got a lot. Sullivan Mounty just switching over to the left-hand side there. The number 4 British rider back in this group, then he can sniff a top 10. I mean, all of these riders can sniff a top 5, really, and that's part of the problem, I think.
Looking for a podium place.
Adopted Vietnamese rider living in Italy. What a story that Stanelli has. He certainly carries himself like an Italian. Fighting back rather sensibly as Binary Arte dives up the inside once again. Rally hits the switchback as they come into the Biondetti chicane right now. Benyat Fernandez with the lead ahead of Danish and Pratama. Kakim Danish was a perfect example of what the riders have been doing through that final corner. He was going rather slow there, it seemed, looking for a better slipstream, but he finds himself really boxed in there. Now coming across the line about
last corner, and he led across the line. So, you know, if you make a really good job of it, you can lead out of that last corner and win the race, but you've got to have 3 or 4 bike lengths lead. You can't have somebody on your tail, otherwise you're going to lose.
Touch wood, too much trouble thus far. Now finds himself back in the premier position. He's certainly got some good speed about him. Maybe he was right, maybe he's got something in hand coming on to the final laps.
Yeah, he was so confident, wasn't he, before the race, and that was how he was when I spoke to him after. No, he's given it up, hasn't he?
You know what?
He doesn't want to
the race direction and the stewards aren't going to like this. They're not going to enjoy that at all. That's not what they want to see.
It is the 70 of Christian Daniel Jr. who leads the Rookies Cup race across the line.
Looks like it's going to be... Oh, it's Pratama who's going to be leading the way into turn 1 then. So from second on the grid, the Indonesian, he's the one who's outfoxing them all with Pugliese, the Italian, from the back of the grid, up into second now.
And Brian Iriarte's been pushed back to at least 5th place, I think. Ahead of him is and in 8th place is Hakim Danish, the points leader. He knows he doesn't have to win this race, but of course he's a racer. They don't want to just second. There is Marco Morelli. He goes past Brian Iriarte.
Arrabbiata 1, Arrabbiata 2, the long climb begins then for the ride.
Gonzalez
he's just overtaken Agostinelli. What a ride this has been from the number 9. And this is it, Peter, then. We're going into the final sector then. Your contenders for this could well be any of the top 8.
And Veda Pratama has the slightest advantage, but can he afford to be in front at this stage? Behind him is the 30...
Finish straight again. Peter, take away. It's going to be Pratama leading them out of the way.
Something moved on the bike. Veda Pratama has the advantage, but I'm not sure he's got the drive because the 31 of Guido Pugliese is looking with slipstream. Veda Pratama has it though. No one's going to pass him surely before the finish. It's going to be Indonesia.
He's done it. He's done it. Pratama wins then. What a ride that was. He was the one who placed
second. Pugliese is in 3rd from the back of the grid.
That is an impressive ride.
A great 4th. Morelli, after the long lap penalty, is 5th. Brian Iriarte from pole is 6th.
And then you have your championship leaders. Iriarte has been demoted to 14th. And that is because he went on the green as he came out the last corner. I did spot that, but I wondered if he was pushed wide.
Well, it's quick response, isn't it?
Moved, didn't it? He did move. I did read him in that position, but maybe it's changed.
I didn't. I only looked up just now and saw him. That's why I pointed. So I don't know where he crossed the line.
Well, maybe actually I was getting confused with the American flag and the and Dal and Das, but I don't know.
It's all too much, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Look at that though. It's
is giving it everything they got every single lap. Obviously some kind of racecraft comes into it, but it's funny because at the end of it, the rider that pulled the pin is the rider that won. He didn't get overtaken, and that's why they try and encourage it. It's not just a safety thing. It's actually, well, no, this is what you know.
Yeah. And it's what I must admit, I forget who led onto the last. It was either Gonzalez or Pugliese.
Veda did really, really well there, didn't he? There is Tachikon Boazri and Tayo Furusato, Nakarin Atarat Puvapat, and the whole Honda Team Major squad. They're, of course, his teammates in through the Junior GP. And you see Pugliese coming in with the triple force. Pratama's first win in Rookies Cup this season. And of course, 2 4th positions last time out in Aragon was a great return to action.
In Harris,
yes, exactly.
And then he missed Le Mans with an injury that wasn't a Rookies Cup injury, so he missed the...
Pembalap Indonesia, Veda Ega Pratama mengungkapkan kunci di balik keberhasilan meraih kemenangan perdana di race pertama Red Bull Rookies Cup Italia 2025 di sirkuit Mugello, Sabtu 21 Juni. Pembalap kelahiran Gunung Kidul, Yogyakarta itu finish paling depan dengan catatan waktu 26 menit 31,484 detik. Ia unggul dengan catatan waktu yang tipis yakni 0,071 detik dari David Gonzalez, Spanyol, yang finish kedua. Sedangkan posisi ketiga ditempati oleh pembalap tuan rumah, Giulio Pugliese. Pembalap Italia itu terpaut 0,145 detik dari catatan waktu Veda Ega. Saya hanya coba melaju secepat mungkin. Melalui tikungan terakhir dan keluar garis finish, saya tidak berpikir mereka akan mendapatkan slipstream. Saya hanya menunduk dan melaju secepat yang saya bisa, ucap Veda Ega seperti dilansir dari situs resmi Red Bull. Motor, yang saya tunggangi, hebat, tidak sempurna seperti yang saya katakan kemarin tetapi cukup baik. Kemenangan perdana ini semakin menebalkan optimisme Veda Ega. Pembalap berusia 16 tahun itu mengincar hasil bagus lainnya di race kedua RBRC Italia 2025, Minggu 22 Juni. Saya hanya mengubah gaya berkendara saya sedikit. Kami akan berpikir lagi untuk besok, cuacanya akan lebih dingin, tetapi mungkin kami tidak akan mengubah apapun. Yang pasti, saya berniat untuk menang lagi, katanya. Hasil ini membuat Veda Ega meraih 25 poin dari race pertama. Ia total telah mengoleksi 67 poin dari balapan musim ini. Pembalap Indonesia, Veda Ega Pratama mengungkapkan kunci di balik keberhasilan meraih kemenangan perdana di race pertama Red Bull Rookies Cup Italia 2025 di sirkuit Mugello, Sabtu 21 Juni. Pembalap kelahiran Gunung Kidul, Yogyakarta itu finish paling depan dengan catatan waktu 26 menit 31,484 detik. Ia unggul dengan catatan waktu yang tipis yakni 0,071 detik dari David Gonzalez, Spanyol, yang finish kedua. Sedangkan posisi ketiga ditempati oleh pembalap tuan rumah, Giulio Pugliese. Pembalap Italia itu terpaut 0,145 detik dari catatan waktu Veda Ega. Saya hanya coba melaju secepat mungkin. Melalui tikungan terakhir dan keluar garis finish, saya tidak berpikir mereka akan mendapatkan slipstream. Saya hanya menunduk dan melaju secepat yang saya bisa, ucap Veda Ega seperti dilansir dari situs resmi Red Bull. Motor, yang saya tunggangi, hebat, tidak sempurna seperti yang saya katakan kemarin tetapi cukup baik. Kemenangan perdana ini semakin menebalkan optimisme Veda Ega. Pembalap berusia 16 tahun itu mengincar hasil bagus lainnya di race kedua RBRC Italia 2025, Minggu 22 Juni. Saya hanya mengubah gaya berkendara saya sedikit. Kami akan berpikir lagi untuk besok, cuacanya akan lebih dingin, tetapi mungkin kami tidak akan mengubah apapun. Yang pasti, saya berniat untuk menang lagi, katanya. Hasil ini membuat Veda Ega meraih 25 poin dari race pertama. Ia total telah mengoleksi 67 poin dari balapan musim ini. Pembalap Indonesia, Veda Ega Pratama mengungkapkan kunci di balik keberhasilan meraih kemenangan perdana di race pertama Red Bull Rookies Cup Italia 2025 di sirkuit Mugello, Sabtu 21 Juni. Pembalap kelahiran Gunung Kidul, Yogyakarta itu finish paling depan dengan catatan waktu 26 menit 31,484 detik. Ia unggul dengan catatan waktu yang tipis yakni 0,071 detik dari David Gonzalez, Spanyol, yang finish kedua. Sedangkan posisi ketiga ditempati oleh pembalap tuan rumah, Giulio Pugliese. Pembalap Italia itu terpaut 0,145 detik dari catatan waktu Veda Ega. Saya hanya coba melaju secepat mungkin. Melalui tikungan terakhir dan keluar garis finish, saya tidak berpikir mereka akan mendapatkan slipstream. Saya hanya menunduk dan melaju secepat yang saya bisa, ucap Veda Ega seperti dilansir dari situs resmi Red Bull.